So Sunday night on News Channel 5 and CBS, it's Garth at Notre Dame. How special was that concert for you?
Well, the whole situation was special. You get the call that they say, hey, look, you know iconic Notre Dame Stadium? You're like, well, yeah, some of the biggest moments in history have happened in that stadium. So we've never had a concert there. Would you like to be the first?
Daddy hang up when she was gonna girl.
Yes, couldn't say yes fast enough, then you start to get scared as it starts to get closer. And then you go inside it, it's huge. It's an older stadium, but it's all bleachers. So you think, how many people's in here? When they tell you 85,000, you about pass out.
Mama's in the graveyard, Papa's in the pit.
So many great football performances on that legendary field. How did you prepare for game day at Notre Dame?
Well, the first thing is we made sure everyone said it was game day. That's how we did it. So wear your colors. So their faces were painted. They had the gold guys with G-A. I mean, it looked like a college game day, which was fantastic. But be careful what you ask for, because we got college game day weather too. Cold. Man, it was cold. Somebody sent a picture right before it's snowing. I'm like, oh, this cannot be fun for them. And then when the show gets about ready to start, everything just stops. You walk out there and they're bundled up, they are ready for this, and they are singing their butts off. You can't tell in the frames. You can't tell what the temperature is, but I can tell you it was cold.
She wakes me every morning with a smile and a kiss. Her strong country love.
The big helicopter shots, they're going to show you the size of it, but what you're going to just love, if you're like me, your heart just melts when you see those faces, and they're just singing everywhere.
Working on for a high.
It's nice to be Mr. Yearwood, can I just say that?
What's different about doing a show for television versus doing just a show for fans?
The crowd has to work 10 times harder. They just do. But the cool thing was, all the pressure came off me when I simply said this to 85,000 people. Yeah, there are 85,000 in here. There are going to be millions watching you. How are you going to represent? And man, here it came. They stole every song. There's going to be times in the special that you can't hear me because they're singing so loud. That's the way I love it. And what they just showed me was the same way you were scared to death that arena couldn't be as warm as a honky-tonk. They took that stadium and shrunk it down to the coolest honky-tonk, and it stayed that way for the whole show.
What was it like when you walked out there and saw that crowd?
Well, try to on your walk out, you're scared to death. You're noticing everything, but Notre Dame is an older stadium, so there's only one way on the field and one way out, and the only way through the field is through the crowd. And so here you go. Boom, you're just high, so you're slapping. I got a guy from Oklahoma State in the crowd. I can see his Oklahoma State. I'm hugging him. We're screaming at each other. All this stuff before you ever take the stage. So by the time you take the stage, you feel like you can fly, right? Because all these people are just loving on you. And then the show starts, and then it'll take you 15, 20 minutes to get from the stage to out of the stadium, because you're hugging everybody goodnight, and everybody was so sweet. But that's that walk right there to the stage and all that love. How can you not go out there and have the best time of your life?
It was an emotional night for you and for your crew, because it was the last time you guys were all going to be playing together for a while.
So these are guys that you have toured with the last 3 years of your life with Tricia. It was part of her band and our band kind of put together. So this was going to be the last time that we got to play together in this configuration. So the introductions got a little rough. It was just doing this right now when you think about it, because these are your brothers, right? And you know they got to go on their thing. Tricia's got to go do her thing. You got to do yours, but partying is never easy. And to do this in front of 85,000 people, that they knew these players inside and out, because each one of these players have their own fan clubs. People worship them and love them, and they should. So it got emotional at that point, but it was a good kind of emotional.
Talk about emotional. The CMA Awards, I don't know how in the world you were able to sing Stronger Than Me to Miss Tricia. First time she'd ever heard the song. How did you not ugly cry?
I always cry. I'm always the first guy to cry, so I had to bet some fivers on the farm, and I wasn't going to cry. So they set you up at a commercial break before, right? And you're getting ready, and you know there's Paisley and Underwood over there, and they're getting ready to do their line. They're getting ready to come back to TV, and I look at her just for a second, and I lose it. I'm like, oh crap! I thought this was a good idea. Now I'm thinking this is a horrible idea, right? And you start singing the song, and just my favorite parts in that song were the spaces. because if you heard the crowd react, it was all guys. This song has touched some kind of nerve in guys that just have somebody they love, especially when you get to the last verse. You know, when he says, hey, God, if I have a choice, I pray you take me first because she's stronger than me. I can't even get through it here. But it's funny because when I heard it for the first time, that was the one that got me. A lot of great lines in this song. Can't believe it's the same way I can't believe my heroes have always been cowboys written by a woman. I can't believe that Stronger Me was written by guys, because we're guys, we're slobs, we're just who we are. When you surround yourself with 3 daughters that are healthy, that are some of your biggest sources of inspiration, and the love of your life is also your best friend, no matter what happens in this field, God's got you. It's been really good.
It's going to be a great show. You can catch the CBS special Garth live at Notre Dame Sunday night at 7 o'clock right here on News Channel 5. And you can catch my entire interview online at newschannel5.com.